Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies. My name is Lindsay, and you are now listening to the best show. Well, my voice, yes. Nick's like my voice because I sang my name. But you're listening to one of the best shows out there. I'm not gonna just gonna brag on ourselves. We talk about life and leadership, parenting, positivity, and tangents that we get from you. So if you're listening on our podcast, we go live every workday morning on Facebook and YouTube at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So come join us. We'd love to have you in the comments and get on a tangent from you. So come join us. Totally forgot to silence my phone. Nick's like, you ready? Yeah, I'm totally ready.
Well done. You know, there we go. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Coffee and Cookies morning show. Lindsay, you did a great job introducing us. I love it. Thank you for letting the podcast people know they would come join us on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, it is TGIM. It is, thank God it's Monday. I am prepped for this week. It is just going to be an amazing day. Let's go add a little split screen action there. And a little lower third down there. That's kind of how we do things over here.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you to our sponsor, Social Media Torch, for allowing us to do this. Social Media Torch creates content on purpose and for a purpose. So go check it out at www.socialmediatorch.com.
Aw, thank you, Vic. Not bragging. Vic's already dropping some love today. Love that guy.
I love Vic.
So over this weekend, I got like 3 Vic hugs. 3.
You
be jealous.
I am jealous.
You be jealous. One. You got one? Well, I was kind of stuck, so we kept on going around the same area.
Perfect.
I know it was absolute greatness. You know, it's one of those things where you just it's you ever hug someone and it's a weak hug and you're like, no.
Yes.
Like that just didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. It was no, it was like a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a hug, hold for 3. Okay, let's talk now.
Do you know?
And I got to get some Gary Gregory hugs. You know, I love going to our church. I love it. And here's why.
You have friends there.
Yes, I absolutely have friends there. Good morning, Dad. Dad totally miss you, Angelina. I did not see you this Sunday, Angelina. That makes my heart sad. I did not see Angelina.
Saw her Friday.
You saw her Friday?
Mm-hmm. And not at work. We had she time Friday night. So.
Oh, that's right.
We had girl time.
Right. Oh, that's why she's like, I don't need to go to church on Sunday. I was already here on Friday.
Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Might as well just get an apartment right across the street because we practically live there. Yeah. So good morning, Dad. Thank you for joining in. I did like to see my dad this weekend. Oh, no, I did. Oh, Dad, just FYI, I did get a chance to mow your rental property's yard. So that did get taken care of. I need to send you a little side business real quick. Yeah. I do that. I even do that at church. Like I'll warn people like, listen, we're going to talk about work for like 15 seconds and then we're going to go back into friendship. Because people sometimes, good morning, sweet wife. How are you doing this morning? Yes, I was serving was serving with the media team. Mm-hmm. But one of the reasons why I love going to church, and here we go, right? When we talk about why people or kids are angry, we say they need space, they're hungry, or they need sleep.
Yep.
I'm going to add a 4th one to that. You need a hug.
You need Jesus.
You need Jesus. Okay, then that's the 5th one.
I know, right?
That's the 5th one.
You just need some Jesus.
But seriously, I would almost say that the 4th one, you need a hug. Mm-hmm. You need some kind of physical contact with another positive individual.
Yep.
I think it's almost needed more now because of the COVID and what's currently going on. If people want to do the social distancing, I think we've gotten so far away from that the hug is now more important than ever. Mm-hmm. So I love going to church. Why? Because I get to give a lot of hugs and I get to receive a lot of hugs. So I'm just saying, and it's funny because I've actually been testing this out on my daughter. Yes, I test things out on my kids. Fun things. Someone's going to take that completely the wrong way. I test out fun things on my kids. Discipline routines. Fun things.
New recipes.
Yeah. So correct. So the last week, Lena was coming home and she was just really growly. And instead of like sending her to her room or having her do push-ups, I just held her. I picked her up. I just snuggled her for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I put her down and magically, good morning, Rosalie. And magically I had a whole new kid when I put her down.
I know.
So
Yep.
I'm going to update the reason why people are angry.
They just need a hug.
They just need a hug. Like, seriously, they just need some kind of physical contact that's a positive physical contact.
Right.
Right? That's an appropriate physical contact. But something, I think we're losing that right now with everything that's going on. I really do. And I think it's needed. I think it's needed.
I agree. That's why I give the best hugs.
I'll let you have that today.
Yep.
Just gonna TGIM.
Whatevs.
Let you have. I'm gonna let
Whatevs.
Lindsay owns the best hug.
I do.
The best hugs. Unless it comes from a kid. You can own the best adult hugs.
Yes. I do. And your wife. Your wife actually gives really, really good hugs.
We're gonna have a hug-a-thon.
I know. You know, it's so funny. There's this girl at church, Amy, and she's like, I gave her a hug once, and like not really knowing, I don't know her well, but just gave her a hug. She's like, that was amazing. That was like therapy.
That was like therapy. Hug therapy
like,
sessions.
I think I have to up my hug game. Like, you just challenged me to be a better hugger.
That is awesome. That is absolutely greatness. I love that. Yes, no, London does give really good hugs. Absolutely, she does. Yep. Oh, we're going to have a little, hold on. I saw Angelina put something in the comments and it disappeared.
I know, I disappeared. She just...
Where did it go? Angelina, did you put something in the comments and then delete
She took it down. Yeah. How dare you?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Yes, both women give very good hugs. I agree with that. They absolutely do. So we're going to do a little weekend recap. It's Monday, so let's do a little weekend recap. And if you guys are in the comments, please share with us. Wait, hold on. Tangent. Gary got a hug from Nick, Vic, Lindsay, and Dustin.
I know.
And Dustin. Man, that's like a power hugger. Gary got already charged with hugs. So we're going to do a little weekend recap today.
Let's do it.
And that also means that if you're in the comments, okay, if you're with us on Facebook and YouTube, share with us a win from the weekend. And Lindsay, I'm gonna let you start. What is a win of the weekend for you?
Understanding that your relationship is the depth it is because of your choice.
Oh, whoa. Like,
I
was looking for something very surface, and you're like...
That was my revelation this weekend.
Everyone just lock in the seatbelts. All right. Your relationship is as deep as it is because of your choice.
Yes.
Girl, go.
Okay, so there were several situations and conversations that happened over this weekend, and I just saw it like, wow, I would have never known this had this person not chosen to tell me or ask, like, to, you know, like, I could reach out to that person and be like, hey, how you doing? And they could say, I'm fine, I'm doing good. Or they could tell me the truth and like, hey, I'm really struggling right now, or like, this is going down and I need a friend. It's that person's choice to what level of relationship you want to be on. Like, what level of vulnerability are you allowing yourself with other people to have a deeper relationship? Because that's what, like, a deep relationship, they're gonna see your good, the bad, the ugly, and they're gonna love you through it all.
I think that comes with a lot of. So one, Lindsay, thank you for sharing. That was a little heavier than what I was expecting. It was heavy. But it's so important to understand that it is a choice. And because it's a choice, you need to be selective in who you do share that with.
Yes.
Right? You need to make sure that if you're going to share something like that, it is with someone that is going to actually have your best interest in mind, that's going to go, 1, listen, 2, not judge, but 3, and because I have so many people in my life, I'm almost there. I have so many people in my life that sometimes they just want me to listen. They don't want me to actually fix it. Okay. 3, it's setting the expectation. Listen, are you wanting to just vent to me? Or are you wanting to vent to me so I can help you walk through it? Because a lot of times, and this happens more often than not, I'll have people talking to me. Okay. I'll just sit there. I'll ask, just kind of keep them talking, and you could watch them work through it
as they process it.
And then I'm not putting my filter on their situation. I'm not putting my input on their situation. I'm just allowing them to grow. Right? So no, I think that's really good. And I love that. I would almost say that it's something that I personally need to work on. Right?
That's so funny because in my notes, I have a side note that says, unless you're a Nick reading people ninja. Because Nick's a reading people ninja.
I do read people very well, but as far as having a lot of those in-depth friendships, that is something that's something that I don't have a lot of. And honestly, it really does come back to time. Because you have, and again, this is another reason why I love going to Elevate Life, because that's purposeful time, not just worshiping God, but that is purposeful time in having relationships with people within the church. And I mean, Amber and I have made it an absolute point now to get to church early. Because those are people that I want to do life with.
Or just late enough to go to the second service.
Oh, that's good. That was deep. That was like really deep.
Right. Yes, Matt, I think if you are the person that is doing the venting and you just need to vent, you need to start that. Like, I don't want you to fix this. I just need to vent to get this out because it's all bottled up inside. And some people we need to do that.
They need that. And are you
People need to do I did that with you this morning.
You did. You did.
I just need to get this out.
You did. And here we go, right? Sometimes they don't even know they need to vent till you give them a hug. I have met men and women like, I will give a hug and then it's just like, oh, like I now have broken through that barrier and now they're ready to talk.
It's like a dam breaking.
Yes.
Like that hug
yes,
just
it
broke
is.
the dam and here comes the flood.
Here comes the flood. Like, and I love that. I actually feel very honored when people talk to me about things that are going on in their lives. I love that. And I don't love it because like, oh, I get to learn about this, or, oh, I get to hold this over this person's head. No, I love it because like, oh, God's using me as almost like a speaking board. And are you ready for this? If you want to be the best counselor in the world, if you want people to talk to you and figure out things about themselves, I'm gonna teach you the secret. Ask why. When they say da 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 da, this is how I feel. This is what's going on. This is whatever it is. Oh, why? And then you need to figure out 15 different ways of saying the same thing, the one word why, but differently. Sorry, tangent in the comments. That was good. And just be able to ask that. And it's amazing how you can allow people to figure things out for themselves. They just need someone to bounce the idea off of.
Yep.
And it's funny because I actually got to listen to a friend over this weekend. And she was explaining things that she was going through. And I didn't need to put my spin on it. Okay, why? And then listen. Intently listen, not listen while you're on your phone. Listen, let them share that with you. Oh, that's interesting. Now, why is that? Why do you feel this? Right? Understanding how to ask why. Well, you'll learn so many things. So, something else that I started doing this weekend was when I put my girls down to bed, I let them tell me stories.
Oh.
And they make up stories. And it's funny because in about 10 minutes, they're both completely passed out just from talking. And I'll just, oh, that's interesting, London. Why? And this would be like, oh, well, the colors are blue and purple and green. Oh, why? Why is the rainbow blue, purple, and green? Oh, because of this and that and this and that. Just let the little imaginations run. And it's so amazing. But it's you can hear like the girls are asking, Dad, can we just tell you stories tonight?
Aw.
And it's just, we have gotten so isolated that we forget I want to be heard, but I also want to be listened to. Okay, now there's a difference. I'm going to say it one time. I want to be heard, but I also want to be listened to. There's a difference in that. Okay, and Angelina, if you can write that down, okay, difference between heard and listened to. I'll actually dive into that later this week because that would just became a very strong point. All right, now, oh my goodness, if you guys are not in the Facebook comments, if you're listening on the podcast, just go watch the Facebook comments. Like, oh my goodness, that's greatness. So, over this, is there anything else with this topic before I move to the next topic, Lindsay, that you'd like to talk about?
No, well, I guess my only point would be like if you are somebody that somebody talks to, be careful with your words and be slow to speak in those moments that somebody's confiding in you. Just because they're being vulnerable.
They are.
When you're being vulnerable, it's easy to get, I would say it's easier to get swayed one way or the other. So you have the power in your words to help them see things in a positive way or in a negative way.
They've opened up to you. So now you actually have, you can actually influence that.
Right.
You can influence their next steps.
Yep.
And if you're going to do that, again, that's why you need to be careful about who you talk to. Does this person actually have my best interest at heart?
Yep.
Right? Do I have a friendship with this individual before I open up to them? And then here we go, right? What does their legacy currently look like? Okay. So before I open up to you, if I'm going to open up to you about business, what does your business look like? If I'm going to open up to you about marriage, what does your current marriage look like? If I'm going to open up to you about raising my kids, how are you raising your kids? So let's actually go down that direction before you talk to someone about maybe something that you're going through, to either have them listen, one, or two, to start getting some help, get some insight, right? So you as an individual can grow. Where's that person? Right now, I'm not going to go to a single person and go, how do I make my marriage better? Okay. I've been married for almost 10 years. I'm not going to go to a single person and go, that's never had kids, and go, how do I raise my kids better?
Right.
Okay. That's not their place. They don't have that expertise. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that they can't give some insight, but I'm going to go to someone like the Glorias that have amazing kids, that have an amazing marriage, and go, hey, my wife and I are having this discussion. Can you pour into us a little bit? Can you give us some insight into this?
Yep.
Right. I'm going to seek out other business individuals, just like I went to the American Marketing Association happy hour, right? Those are other marketing individuals, and we're able to bounce marketing ideas off of each other.
Right.
So those be aware of. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, Cookie Monsters. Thomas, you are a genius.
I love it.
Like I can literally see shirts being made that says, I'm a cookie monster. I watch coffee and cookies. Right? Like
you just need just a cookie monster with holding a coffee cup with our logo on it.
Oh, I love this. I'm pretty sure I don't know if Cookie Monster's trademarked or not.
Well, you don't need to have that Cookie Monster. You get a different, like a non-trademarked.
A non-trade,
yeah.
Monster. You know, PBS really isn't known for going after people. It's not like Marvel or Disney. Like PBS is just, they're okay with it. But I love this. And Lindsay, thank you for bringing this up. There's a lot of different facets to this, but it really stems from, one, choose to be open. Yeah. Two, definitely get hugs. Definitely get hugs, and definitely be giving hugs, right? And three, before you go talk to someone or you're going to start venting to someone, set an expectation. Hey, I don't need you to fix it. I need to bounce ideas off of you. And then the person of whom you're bouncing ideas off of.
Be respectful of that.
Be respectful of that. And then the last part is that does that person, if you've asked for feedback, does that person have a positive lifestyle point in their life where that is correct? So therefore I'm willing to listen. Right.
Yep. So
I see Angelina's comments and then they like disappear. Then they pop back up again.
Huh.
I really think that people on Facebook are fighting for comments right now. Like there's just so many going all at one time. And it kind of is like whoever gets to it first. And my YouTube comments is broken right now. So if you're on YouTube and you're commenting and I'm not saying good morning to you, I am so sorry right now.
I put it out there. I'm watching them.
You're watching them? Okay, yeah, because my YouTube comments are broken right now. So, all right, let's go to the next thing.
What was your win?
My win was so I have two wins. One, I got to be an online host for our church, Elevate Life, which I love being on camera. I know, massive surprise. But two, actually having to run off a script. Like that was new to me. I've always been more improv. I've always been giving me the bullet points.
What do you mean? This is a totally planned out show.
Well, no, not just that. Like when I've emceed or when I do public speaking, I go off of bullet points.
Okay.
I don't go off of a script.
Gotcha.
Okay. But because of that, because you're doing it and you have a very compressed timeline and certain things need to be said in a very certain way, there's a script, and I'm honestly gonna modify it if I do it again, so I have my bullet points, because that way I flow better.
Everybody does.
I sound better.
Operates better in their own way.
And there you go. There you go. And that's really what it comes to.
Not every kid is going to be able to read a book and learn from it.
Correct.
That's just the truth.
Gary, thank you, brother. Thank you for that positive. I really enjoyed it. But there was a co-host there and her name is Angela, and we've already texted Angela. We let her know I'm going to talk about her on the show. Okay. But when I was first interviewing.
By the way, she responded to that notification of, hey, we're going to talk about you on the show. She's like, haha, really?
Yes, Angela, we were talking about you on the show. And I was, last time we met, I told her we were talking about raising kids. She has boys. I have all girls, very different dynamics. Right. Yep. And I was like, yeah, like when my kids mess up, I have a 5-step process. And those of you that have been watching the show for a while know my 5-step process. If you know what it is,
say it with me. No,
put it in the comments. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. If this is your first time, then you're about to learn something. So the first thing we do is we do positive reinforcement. Okay. The next thing we do is I set the expectation.
Well, hey. If you're asking the audience to put it in the comments, you can't just go ahead and talk about the whole 5 steps.
Yes, I can, because we have 8 minutes left and we have a lot to get done today. Okay. So one is positive reinforcement. The second one is setting the expectation. If you continue to make a negative choice, because a lot of attitude is a choice, you're going to do push-ups. Not always. Not always.
You control it. All right.
We're going to go down this direction, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Step 3 is they actually do push-ups. My 3-year-old does 5 push-ups. My 6-year-old does 10 push-ups. It doesn't matter where we are. Drop and do push-ups. Okay. If that doesn't work, when that child gets up, if they don't choose a good attitude, I set the expectation that we're going to move to spankings. And step 5 is spankings. And I do spank my girls. I absolutely do. And if that offends you, well, then you need to become a tougher parent. Okay. So she has all boys.
She has 3 boys.
She has 3 boys, and they are very high energy.
She has twins and a boy.
Yes.
Twins and a younger.
Just so many kids, right? And she was like, Nick, I took that home and I implemented it, but she implemented it to a whole new level.
She did.
She's like, hey, my house is clean. The kids are on time. They don't forget their lunches anymore. She like took this to a whole new, if we choose bad attitude, this is what happens. So I'm going to give you some examples that she shared. So when the house needs to be picked up, when she enters the room, for every clothing or toy that is not picked up, when she gets to that room, they do push-ups for her.
I love that.
So when she enters the room and child A's socks are on the ground or something, for every article, it's worth 5 push-ups. For every toy, it's worth 5 push-ups. Okay.
That's fantastic.
She's like, I don't need to I don't have to, I don't worry about it anymore. Cause I know when I enter that room, I set the expectation. She doesn't surprise them. I'm coming into the room in 5 minutes. For every toy or piece of clothing on the ground, you're going to get 5 push-ups. And she'll come in and she'll count it out. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. You're going to do 20 push-ups. You're going to do 10. Okay. And they'll do it. The next thing that she does is when it comes to attitude. Okay. She was telling a story that she was at Hat Creek having burgers with her family, and one of them attitude. Nope. This is our family. We choose to have positive attitudes. And the kid threw another attitude. And she goes, go into the middle of the playground, 25 push-ups. And sure enough, the little man walked out there and was knocking out 25 push-ups. And by the end of it, he's laughing about it. Because what you're doing is you're expending that energy, and he gets up and he's in a happy mood and he goes back to playing. And she's like, it worked. I didn't have to raise my voice. I didn't have to be that parent.
Yep.
We all know what parent that is. That yelled at their kids in the middle of the restaurant because they can't control them, right? Didn't have to be that parent. Didn't have to spank their kids in public. No, the kid dropped into 25 push-ups. And then chose to have a better attitude.
And then all the parents in there that were watching were like, oh, wow.
And that's it. That is absolutely it. It's now she's having other parents come to her and go, that is a genius idea. How do you figure out the push-ups, and where did you learn this? And she's like, Nick, I told them I met this guy at church. He makes his daughters do this. Yeah. And they're like, oh, he makes little girls do push-ups? And she's like, oh, yes. Yes, he does it. If you met Angela, Angela can go very intense very quickly. Yes, she has this look. Yeah. And then the next part was they were actually at like a baseball practice. And she had her kid drop and do push-ups. And the other kids walked up and go, what? They're like, oh, you made your kid do push-ups? And she was like, yes. You want to do push-ups? And the kids were like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. And I was just like, but that's it, right? Yeah. Like we're able to now, because a lot of times, your kid cannot hear you. They don't understand the emotion going on inside of them. Okay? Because their emotions are flustered. And you know this as parents, right? You've been angry before and you can't reason. You've been angry before and you can't hear what's going on. You're so angry. Your emotions are all there. Well, now take that and put it in a 3 to 5 year old. You ready for this? Put it in a young teenager. Okay, all these emotions, but they're not adults yet. Some of you adults still haven't figured out how to monitor this. Okay, but you're expecting your 3-year-old to. Okay, but
I need to drop myself and do push-ups.
Seriously. Like take ownership of that, okay? Yeah. But we have these expectations on these kids. They just be these perfect little princes and princesses. Princes and princesses. Yeah. Yeah, got them both. Okay, good we go, right? Yes, I do believe in male and female. Get over it. Okay. Now, but we have this expectation on these kids to be able to understand that, and we don't even control our emotions to the nth degree. And because of that, right? Now what we're doing is, we raise our voice or we spank them too quickly. We've never actually given them an opportunity to de-escalate themselves so they can de-escalate the situation. I'm going to say it one more time. We don't give them an opportunity to de-escalate themselves so we together can then de-escalate the situation. Okay?
Yes, Thomas, that is part of our family's, like, you're having something's going wrong, you take a deep breath, and that's where I reinforce the positive. Like, that's why it's step one. I need you to take a deep breath. That's your first step in, like, okay, I'm not, like, this is an out of control emotion. We need to get it back into control. We need to figure out, okay, is this the direction I want to go? Because I know what's going to happen. Like, we don't have to do push-ups very often. Because my kids I'm either naive and don't understand the see Nick's face.
Your kids do more push-ups at my house. Yes. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They're too scared of me. No, I'm just kidding.
But like step one, Let's get it under control. You don't want to get it because they don't like doing push-ups. My kids don't like doing push-ups.
My kids love it.
My kids don't like doing push-ups.
Like Isla's arms are starting to get like some definition to them. London's arms are starting to get some, like definition because my kids do push-ups.
Yeah.
No. Now with that, we have not implemented the whole pick up the toys and one toy equals 5 push-ups.
I cannot wait for that to implement.
That is it's funny because I was telling Angela, like, I'm going to make you a t-shirt that says push-up queen.
Yep.
And people will be like, what do you mean? You're going to teach this. You're going to teach us. You're going to teach this.
Yes.
Because you're talking about changing the foundation within a household. Mm-hmm. You're talking about changing, hear me on this, you're talking about changing the emotional foundation within the household. Mm-hmm. Okay? You take out the yelling, you take out the immediate yelling, mm-hmm. you take out the immediate spanking, and you're putting some space and time in there, and you're allowing your kids to process now. Your kid starts to understand this at 5 years of age, 10 years of age. Now what happens when they become a teenager? They understand pause. They don't need to do push-ups anymore, but they understand the pause before they speak, before they act, before they get bullied into a situation, before they get, persuaded into a situation. Mm-hmm. Like you're teaching foundational thinking for yourself elements here that they'll be able to carry on for the rest of their lives. I need to write a book on this.
Yes.
Gary, when we have our meeting on Wednesday, we're going to have to talk about this a little bit. And you want to know what, Amber, you're absolutely right. Linda will often ask, can I do an extra 10? Can I do more? Mm-hmm. Like, it's fun to these kids, and I can see parents right now going, "Oh, kids push-ups." A lot of these kids, like, either they don't want to do it or they start doing it, and just like Angela's story mm-hmm. with her son, he was laughing by the end of it. He's like, "I'm doing push-ups. This is kind of cool. Are you ready for this?" Imagine when your kid drops and does push-ups, and the next thing you know, because they're a little leader in their church, they're a little leader mm-hmm. in their team or sport, the other kids drop and do push-ups with them.
Ooh, I love that.
Right? Like, hear me on this. Like, you as a parent are responsible for raising leaders. And if you're like, Nick, I want to teach my kids how to be leaders, but I don't know how. I have all kinds of people. Actually, you want to know, if you're on YouTube, are you ready for this? If you're on YouTube, in the description, there are the top 5 or 6 individuals that are impacting my life right now. Go watch their videos. If you're like, Nick, I just want to listen to you, I'm honored by that, but go listen to them. Okay? right now, just allow me to be a pipeline to help guide you back to them, because that's where I'm learning a lot of these principles. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm learning a lot of, and then I'll test it inside my house, and then I share it with you. So, Angela, thank you for sharing all your stories about the success of your kids doing push-ups, okay? Because it matters. Now you've heard it from a mom that's raising 3 boys, and you've heard it from a dad that's raising 3 girls, and you've heard it from a mom that has 1 boy and 1 girl, mm-hmm. right? This stuff works.
Yep. It's going to change the American family.
We're just bringing back the American family.
Oh, love it.
There we go. Cookie Conversations book.
I know. I was thinking
Thomas is just going to have to be like
we need to start compensating Thomas for all his marketing help that he's giving us, like cappuccinos and cannolis, cookie monsters.
Right. I like Vic's. Vic has his kids do wall sits.
I think when they get older, like having that, okay.
We're going to do a 1-minute wall sit.
Oh, man, those burn.
Those burn. Yes, they do.
Burn.
Yes, they do.
You want to get faster? You want to get stronger? Let's do some wall sits.
I love it. I love it. Hey, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us on Facebook and YouTube this morning. We love you guys. Love having you guys in the comments. Sharing just great information and taking us on tangents. Okay. I love reading your success stories. It's so great to have an audience that is interactive. And I love this. I absolutely love this. So, but today's Monday. It's TGIM.
Monday.
It is time to get your big three out, right? Like
Yep.
Lindsay's going to have the post.
Yes, I
This
am.
morning, it's going to be the big three.
I'm going to go make
And
it
the next
right
thing
now.
we see is Nick on the... You want to know what, Nolan? You can speak that over me. You can absolutely speak that over me. One day I will be on the Tonight Show, and we're going to be teaching parents. Lindsay's going to be with me. Some of you others are going to be with us, and we're going to be teaching parents how to raise the next generation.
I love this.
Okay? Love that, Nolan. Nolan, actually, that prayer, a prayer like that over me, I will take it all day, all day. So, it's Monday. Get your big three. We're going to put it in the comments. Now, listen, okay, your big three is business related, physical related, parent or family related. What are three things that you need to get done this week, okay, that you can then break down into daily tasks,
Yep.
okay, to help move your life forward. Continue moving your life forward, okay?
Hey, did you get your big three?
I did not. I wanted $5,000 in new business revenue, and we only got 2.
Oh.
So, guess what this week is going to be, right?
$5,000
It's going to be
in new
$5,000.
revenue.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
love
my
it.
business win. That's my business, right? My workout is to get 3 good workouts in this week.
Did you get that goal?
I did.
That's
I did. And then my personal goal, I want us to be getting home a little bit earlier because
Poor Amber.
honestly, I need to be home earlier. I just do. And when school's out, Lindsay and I might be getting here earlier so I can get more stuff done. Because the more I can get done in the morning, the faster we can get home, the more I could be an asset to my wife.
Yep. I agree. Let's do it.
There we go. So after the post goes up, share your big three. Let's get it done. There you go, right? There we go. Get it next time. Absolutely, Thomas.
I did get mine.
Oh, yay. What was your reward? What was your reward for getting your big three?
Scheduling a massage.
Yes, there you go. So I'm so glad you just brought that up.
Yep.
Okay, you don't just have your big three, just have your big three. You have your big three,
Really need it.
and then you have your reward. Go and say it one more time.
I really need a massage right now too. So I'm really excited that I got my big three done.
There you go. There you go. So yes, when you give your big three, you also put down your reward in there.
Yep.
So that way we can celebrate with you. Well, when you make it. So let's get rolling into today. You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Make sure that you
Rise up.
and crush it.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.